police dog suddenly starts barking, loudly and without warning, right at a pregnant woman standing in the middle of a crowded mall. Confused whispers ripple through the onlookers. Security rushes in. People pull out their phones, recording, unsure of what's happening. But absolutely no one could have predicted what unfolded next. Stick with us because what's coming, it's going to stay with you. Collision, like the video, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss a story that twists like this one. Officer Lucy Carter tightened the clip on a special K9 vest, fastening it onto Ray, her fiercely loyal Belgian Malinois partner of 3 years. The fluorescent lighting of the Seattle precinct shimmered against his sleek dark coat as he stood, alert, poised, eyes sharp, just like every other morning. Outside, the rain fell in its usual October rhythm, a constant drizzle painting the city streets into slick, mirrored surfaces. But inside the station, energy buzzed. It was shift change time. Voices rising, gear shifting, radios crackling. Lucy double-checked her gear, every motion fluid from years of muscle memory. She reached down, scratched Ray behind the ears, and offered a low, calm, "Ready to work, partner." Ray's intelligent amber gaze met hers, steady, knowing. He gave the smallest tail flick in response. Just then, Sergeant Milton Baugh stepped over, tablet in hand, his tone brisk. "Carter," he nodded, glancing at Ray. "Got something that might interest both of you." Apparently, Westfield Mall had been dealing with a string of thefts, small-time shoplifting at first glance, but patterns were starting to emerge. "This isn't just some kids pocketing candy bars," the sergeant added. "Organized hits. Store management asked for our best team." "That's you too." Lucy accepted the tablet, already scanning the latest report. Suspect detained near the south entrance, possibly linked to a larger ring targeting electronics. Basic stuff. Nothing she and Ray hadn't tackled before. But then, something subtle shifted. Ray straightened up at the mention of the mall. His stance changed. Ears pricked. Muscles coiled. He was alert, focused, already tuned in. Minutes later, they were in their patrol SUV, the engine humming quietly beneath the steady rhythm of the rain. Ray climbed into his secure compartment without hesitation. Lucy slid behind the wheel. The usual calm of routine washed over her. Seattle's slick streets reflected the blur of taillights and glowing store signs. Commuters huddled under umbrellas, coffee cups steaming in hand. "K93 responding in 8 minutes," Lucy radioed in, her voice even. By the time they pulled into the mall's busy parking structure, Lucy had mentally prepared herself for a typical procedure. Confirm ID. Secure the suspect. Collect statements. Simple. But, as it turned out, nothing about this day was going to be routine. Ray hopped out of the SUV at her signal, walking perfectly in heel position through the polished glass doors of the mall. They were met with the usual reactions. Wide-eyed kids pointing, adults giving wary side glances. Ray ignored it all. Laser-focused. Security Chief Howard waited just inside. "Officer Carter," he greeted, motioning to a bench nearby. A young man sat there, handcuffed and scowling. Beside him lay a few electronics, security tags still dangling. "Caught him red-handed," Howard explained. "We think he's part of a bigger group. Hit multiple stores. The manager's pressing charges." Lucy gave a small nod, but her eyes had already shifted to the witnesses standing close by. An older man gripping a cane, a nervous-looking store clerk, and a pregnant woman, noticeably in her 3rd trimester, wearing a sky-blue maternity dress. Her hands gently cupped her round belly. "That's Sarah Winters," Howard added, motioning toward her. She spotted him removing tags in the electronics aisle. Lucy approached with Ray beside her, his steps fluid. "Mrs. Winters," Lucy said gently, "I'm Officer Carter. I understand you witnessed the suspect's actions. Would you mind giving your statement?" But before Sarah could even open her mouth, Ray's behavior flipped. His body tensed, every muscle locked. His head cocked slightly, nostrils flaring. Then bark. Loud. Insistent. Not the sharp, alert bark Ray used to flag drugs or blood. This was different, urgent. Another bark followed. Then a low, continuous whine. Lucy instinctively tugged the lead. Ray, heel. But he didn't retreat. He lunged, not violently, but with overwhelming intensity, toward Sarah, specifically her belly. Sarah stepped back, startled, one hand flying protectively to her stomach. What's wrong with him? Is he trained? Is he gonna bite me? Her voice rose in panic, echoed by gasps from the forming crowd. Lucy's face flushed with embarrassment. I'm so sorry, he is fully trained. This isn't normal behavior for him. Howard quickly stepped forward, glancing around at the people watching and filming. Carter, maybe you should remove the dog. We've got other witnesses. But Ray wouldn't let up. His bark vibrating with desperation. His body practically shaking. Lucy turned back to Sarah, her voice now quiet. Ma'am, are you feeling okay? Any pain, pressure? Sarah hesitated. Just some back pain. Baby kicked when he barked, that's all. Lucy issued a sharp, Ray, sit. He obeyed, but it was tense. He whined low, his eyes still locked on her stomach. Lucy froze. She knew that sound. It was the same low cry Ray made on rescue calls, when someone was trapped, bleeding or worse. Mrs. Winters. I know this is strange, Lucy said carefully. But Ray's trained in medical detection. Internal bleeding. Serious stuff. He's alerted before, once to a brain aneurysm. Before the patient knew anything was wrong. Sarah's husband, Tom, arrived then, tall, clearly frazzled. Is there a problem? We've got her OB appointment. We're already late. Lucy turned to him. She looks fine, but just as a precaution, I'd suggest letting a medic check her vitals. Ray's never given a false alert. Tom hesitated. Is that really necessary? It's quick, Lucy reassured. And honestly, Ray's instinct has saved lives. Eventually, a mall EMT named Rodriguez arrived and ran through the usual checks. Pulse, BP, symptoms. All clear, he announced. Slightly elevated blood pressure, but nothing alarming. Still, rest until your appointment. Lucy gave a quiet nod, relieved. But Ray? He remained restless. Watching Sarah, ears low, a soft whimper escaping as she and Tom walked away. He turned to follow, tugging against the leash. Ray, stay, Lucy commanded. He obeyed, but the tension didn't leave his body. He didn't want to let her go. Officer Carter, Howard called, voice clipped. I'll need a full report. This scared a pregnant woman and disrupted the area. The department's going to ask questions. Lucy nodded once. No protest, no defense, just silence. She completed the arrest processing, wrapped the paperwork, and left the mall feeling uneasy. Ray had never made a mistake. Not in 3 years. As the SUV pulled away, Lucy glanced in the mirror. Ray was still staring back at the mall's doors. His posture still tense. What were you trying to tell me, boy? She murmured. Back at the precinct, she filed the arrest report. Opened a blank draft for the K-9 incident report. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. 3 years. No false alerts. Not one. He'd once located a missing child with a scraped knee, under a collapsed mine shaft.